Hi, my name is Dov Lesel, and this is number 3 in a series of talks on savings and investment. The first two were about the purpose for saving, and the second is about the kind of things that may be keeping you from saving money. This talk is about effective ways to save or how to save. Now, there are thousands of ways, and the internet is full, and bookstores, you remember those, bookstores with books? There are tons of books that talk about how to save money. So this talk is really a sort of a capsule of how to save, and a lot of that you can follow up on your own on the internet, or as you enjoy saving, coming up with your own ways to enhance your savings. How much should you save? You should save a minimum of 10%, preferably 20%, and maybe even more. I know it sounds like a lot, but let's try to go through this and see where we end up. So the first rule of saving money is pay yourself first. Have your employer take out the money in advance and put it into whether it's your savings, deferred comp, 401k, whatever saving vehicle you have in mind. But the idea is when the money is not in your paycheck, then it's as if it doesn't exist. And that is really the best way to save money. If you have a business, when the money comes in, you set aside a certain amount that goes directly into savings before you look at the money in terms of what do I need to buy with it, what are my expenses, etc. Again, as I mentioned in a previous talk, my parents were not wealthy, but my mother always managed to save money. And I asked her a couple of times how she was able to save when their needs were so great. And her response was a very simple one. I pretend that that other money was simply not there. They had a small business. They had a health food store for many years. And when the money would come in, whether it was a lot or a little, my mother always first managed to put aside some of the day's income into savings. And when I asked her, well, do you take out the same amount if you make more or less? Her response was, well, if we take in a little more, I can put aside a little more and pretend that, in fact, the day was not as good as it was. As far as examples of how you can save, there are numerous. There are apps that allow you to automatically put money aside into savings. There are apps that will allow, when you spend, for it to roll up the extra change. You can also do what I've done for years, which is when I come home from a day at the office and I have small change in my pocket, I take the small change, I put it in a jar, and then at the end of every few months, I take that to the bank and put that into a savings account. Turning savings into a game is very helpful. When you go out to eat, instead of getting anything on the menu, pay attention to how much it costs. One interesting way is if you decide that instead of spending $10 today for lunch, you are only going to be spending $7 or $6. Take that extra few dollars when you get home, put it into savings. That way you know you've really saved money. When you've gone to buy things at a sale, everybody likes sales, and you feel like you've saved money. You bought a shirt that should cost $40 and you paid $20 for it. You've saved $20. But the reality is you haven't really saved that. That money you haven't spent, but it's not saved unless you take that extra 20 or some of it and put that into savings. At that point, you know you've truly saved that money. Another thing that you can do that I found very effective is instead of going out to lunch every day, bring your lunch from home 2-3 days a week. When you go out every single day, after a while, there's nothing special about that. It's the same as going out to a restaurant every evening. At some point, it all blurs together. You will get as much or more satisfaction spending less money by going out less and instead go out fewer times, but they will be enjoyed more. The difference put into savings. The idea here is also, as you save, as you invest, as you find ways to do it, make it a game, make it fun. Enjoy seeing your account go up in amount. Instead of getting that enjoyment out of spending money, see if you can develop that enjoyment of saving money and knowing that your wealth is growing and that you can get those endorphins. You can get those really feel-good feelings, not just by going out and shopping, not just by going out to a restaurant or going to a bar, but also you can get those good feelings, that feeling of satisfaction, that really good feeling, seeing your money in the bank and in your investments grow. And know that they're going to be there for you for a lot of additional good things in the years to come. Thank you.